This is Andrew.
And Jeremy from Comeback Kid.
And you're listening to Rhino Radio.
So I have the honor of standing 2,000 trees with the boys of Comeback Kid. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good, man.
Hey.
Where are you from?
Was born in Israel.
Yeah?
But travel a bit in the better side of the US,
Shalom.
Canada.
Cool, we just
Yeah,
played
you're
Tel
fluent.
Aviv.
Yeah, actually I saw the poster like, they're following me. But I was not there back then. Based in Birmingham now, so I get to see you here. Okay, how are you guys doing?
Great. You know, we just been on a really cool little festival and club tour. Like I said, we were able to go to Israel, and so that was kind of a milestone in itself for us. And yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm going to ask you a few more serious questions. Something around your lyrics, but not specific. So even if you're not part of writing the lyrics, you probably have an opinion about that. Okay, so you both can contribute.
I'm full of opinions, but yeah.
Great. Okay, so music has changed. You've been around for more than 10 years already. Between how we make money of music, between how we consume music, do you think that the role of music in our lives, what we get from music, what music gives us, how music takes from us, do you think that it changed?
Well, it's so much more accessible now. Like, just to be able to find new bands or whatever, it's way different than, in the 90s where you would put in a mail order for certain CDs that you couldn't get at your record store. So that has just consuming music, I think. This might come off sounding bad, but it's less exciting because you can just get it so fast, whereas like otherwise you're waiting 6-8 weeks for that whatever to show up in the mail, and then you get it, and then it can either like shoot you through the roof, you're like, oh, that sucks, but yeah, it's maybe less exciting in that sense, like the discovery of new music, but the availability of it is phenomenal because a band from wherever in the world can upload whatever and you can listen to it from wherever. So yeah.
Would you agree? Would you feel like you're less excited as a fan?
I don't think I'm less excited as a fan. Well, just because, in the days that Jeremy's talking about, I was like a little kid, so I was probably more excited in general. But I don't know, like I'm kind of excited. I haven't been able to see this yet because we still work with like Comeback Kid still works with like record labels and stuff, which are really cool and have a lot of access, like provide us a lot of access to things. But this could be, maybe in like, I don't know, but like, now that the streaming is a thing and people are kind of paying subscription for music, for all the music in the world, this could be a time where maybe musicians could see some money from the records they make, and that could be cool. I'm not personally seeing that yet, but I think that maybe in the future it could be going into that. But
you feel like the duty of music changed? I mean, the world is, can I say, not getting better? Do you think that musicians need to do something differently with their music?
As far as their music, just try your best and push your hardest. And I mean,
either content or sending a message out, but you're kind of on the edges of punk, okay, with the content, with the attitude, with the sound. Punk used to be all about change, about anarchism, activism. Do you feel like, as musicians, we need to do more on that side? I mean, the US is just a few miles away from you guys. There's so many words written about what's going on down there. Do you feel like, as a musician, this is our job to affect?
I think it's important to be authentic. So if it doesn't come from the heart and you're just doing it because you like the music, then maybe just stick with whatever. But like, if you have something to say, I think it's good to say, right? And so I don't know. I think it kind of goes both ways, right? If you have something to say, say it. If you don't have something to say, don't force it to look cool, because 5 years from now that might not have aged well or whatever. But at the same time, I think there's things that everybody can get around that like when it's time to take a stand for whatever reason. Like it's good to put like, we have this platform, so sometimes, it's worth using for an important message or whatever. So
I think it's definitely worth using, yes, but like you say, you shouldn't feel pressure to use your art as a vehicle for to spread your ideas personally if you don't feel like that's your calling. You know what I mean?
Okay, between sets, when you guys are on stage, do you add more? Do you kind of anchor it by saying, do this, listen to that, read about anything? Do you feel like we need to motivate more fans?
No, I personally don't. I usually just have conversations with fans and like when we're on stage. But in personal conversations, that's when I feel like I can get like my 2 cents of what, you know, my take on the world and things that are happening. So, but yeah.
As we said, you guys are on the kind of louder side of the spectrum of music. Some lyrics are a bit more angry, sounds angry, but you guys are from Canada. Why are you angry? Okay, it's one of the nicest places on earth right now.
That's really nice. I don't feel like I'm very angry.
Everybody needs an outlet, though. You just got... It's just energy. You got, like, sometimes you just got to blow off some steam, and it's...
Is it your neighbors?
What's that?
Is it your neighbors? The ones from down south?
Oh,
they help you get angry.
They can, yeah.
Okay, and I need your help. Let's put all those words into action. What do you need to make the world a better place? What do you think needs to change the most, the quickest?
Oh, put on the spot here.
I can jump to Jeremy first.
Yeah, go to.
Well, I mean, I'm an animal rights guy, so I would just, and I think it's happening, right? It's happening fast. Just veganism is becoming more and more mainstream. So that's a huge positive that I think in many ways came from this world of punk rock or whatever. Not exclusively, but it was big. So it's just kind of neat to see that happen. And I think regardless of, like, a lot of people have, like, you know, things that really matter to them, whether it's the environment or whether it's climate change or this or that, and, you know, keeping animals off of your dinner plate, you know, can have an impact on all of those things. So
okay, great. So
that's me
looking into that, animals, making sure that they're our friends.
Yep.
And how are you going to change the world for us?
I'm not planning on necessarily changing the world. I'm just doing my part and being nice and just trying to make sure to, you know, I'm all about inclusiveness and. Yeah, really, I'm not really trying to push forward and, like, change the world, right? Or if I am, I don't know how to tell you that right now. It's not like I don't have the pressure to really right now. I'm just trying to get by day, man.
So I do apologize for the pressure, but it does sound like a start. Just interpersonal connection, just being kind.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. Is, you know, inclusiveness of, like, gender and orientation and race, and that's the most important. You know, we see these assholes all around, and it gets you know, very frustrating when people are fascist and, like, negligent in that way, but that's, you know, something that's maybe on the front of my mind sometimes. So
it sounds so small, it's so big. It can make such a big difference, especially around music. We hear about all the time about musicians not being included, fans not being included because they're this and that, some on the spectrum. So that's a good start, just welcoming people.
Definitely.
So thank you very much for that, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One last thing, if you don't mind. A lot of musicians are suffering from anything around the mental health, between being away from their family, between the post-tour struggles. How do you guys deal with either being on tour and away from people that you care about, or even sometimes enjoying that tour and then going back home and having that post-tour struggles? What's your easy solution? What helps you?
Hopefully one solution will be that we'll take the rest of this summer off. After this, I've been away from home for a couple months, and Jeremy too for a month now, and he has kids at home. I don't, so it's a little easier for me. But yeah, just I think it's important just to give yourself some of that time and make sure that you're spending, you know, quality time, not just on your business or your music or your passion, but also just on your like taking care of yourself. And yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would echo pretty much everything he said. I think, you know, as a band, when we started out, we were go, and now that we're older, there's wives, girlfriends, I have kids. I feel like it's more important to be focused on balancing that time rather than burning out, you know, on the road and then it's just over. Like, I love this. Like, I still love to, I'm a weirdo introvert, always walking by myself, doing my own thing, but I still love playing music. And I feel for me to keep that going, if we have that balance, it can keep going for a while. And everybody in the band's really understanding about that. And I think everybody benefits from that, because if you're just going hard all the time, you know, that wears on you, and it can have some long-term effects. So yeah, I think we have a pretty good balance as a band now. So
guys, thank you very much for sharing. Is there anything else you want to add to fans and listeners out there before we say goodbye?
Well, yeah, we're just thankful for your support, and yeah, thank you.
And stay tuned because there will be a new record. It's going to be a while, but just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I've been told you guys take your time.
We take our time. That's why they're good.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for opening up and sharing.